Hello, I'm Baird Hill, and I'm from Greenfield, Indiana, just outside of Indianapolis. Several weeks ago, I found out that I needed to have an MRI to be able to get a correction of a small heart problem. And I knew that I had to have this done. There wasn't any question, it wasn't elective. And I panicked. Several years ago, I had tried to have an MRI. It was open-sided, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't tolerate it. I was scared to death. And the very thought when it was suggested that I would have to have this one literally brought me to tears. And I couldn't even tell my friends or family that I had to have it without being very tearful and very fearful. Um, and I didn't know how I was going to be able to face that particular test. And I decided that somehow I was going to have to marshal some resources someplace, and I had heard some good things about Hypnosis, so I called to get my consultation with Tim Schur. And that was a very positive experience right there and very encouraging. Tim told me, he said, "You can do this," and he was so sure of it, I almost would have felt guilty if I hadn't believed him. And so I made my appointment, and I only had like a week until I was going to have my MRI. So we managed to squeeze in 2 appointments. And after the first appointment, I thought, well, I don't feel all that different. It was pleasant, and it was fun, but I didn't really feel all that different. And I took home my CD, and I hadn't listened to it enough probably at the beginning, but I decided, well, you know, if you're not going to invest in this, then you might as well not go back for the second appointment. So I started doing some practicing and some listening with the CD that I had between those 2 appointments, and it was like I hit some aha moments. So I came back for my second appointment, and I got a different perspective and some different information from that particular appointment. And those were the tools that I started to really fall back on and to listen to. And they kept resounding in my head. I must say that I still really didn't feel like I was different, but I kept hearing those thoughts, and it was a good thing, because the night before my MRI came, and I was completely relaxed, not worried, and that's not my nature. I went through my evening just like I ever do, and I usually wake up in the night. That's pretty standard for me, but I did not wake up one time the night before that MRI. Walked in, breathed. I was fine when I got to the hospital. It was a close-sided MRI. I even saw the machine, and I got right in, and I asked them to put something over my eyes, and I used all the relaxation techniques, and I only had one very brief moment of panic, and I just I changed my body a little bit. I tried to smile, even though there wasn't anybody to smile at, and I changed my focus, and I went back to some of those relaxation techniques, and pretty soon they were wheeling me out, and I looked at the woman and I said, I did it. And I felt pretty good about facing those fears. And I feel like right now I could do it again if I had to. Not too thrilled, but if I had to.